So my name is Hanna-Mari Loisa and I work as a coach at Ericsson Finland. And like mentioned, I have here together with me my dear colleague.
Yeah, my name is Outi Väättänen and I also work as a coach in Ericsson Finland.
And like said, our plan is to share with you that what kind of experiments have we done in strengthening psychological safety during now these remote working conditions that we have had more than a year now. But let's start with why this psychological safety matters and what does it actually mean. Psychological safety is defined as a belief that the team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking. And in practice, it means that people in the team feel comfortable in speaking up, asking questions, disagreeing, bringing up ideas, asking for help, and especially failing. And all this without fear of being embarrassed or risking your status or career. So this is what psychological safety in a concept of team means. And why does it matter then? Feeling of safety creates a totally different condition for our brains to function than operating from the threat mode, where the energy and focus goes towards protecting oneself. And when we feel safe, our ability to be creative, to solve problems, to collaborate with others is much better. And we usually have teams in order to solve complex problems or create unique solutions. So this is crucially important that these capabilities exist in the team and the team can be successful in the task at hand. And also science has proven that psychological safety creates more engagement and better adaptability to change. So a lot of benefits then.
During the past year, we have been working then remotely. And at the same time, we have been on a journey to transform the way we work in our organization. An essential part of our transformation journey was and still is building trust, respect, and psychological safety by letting people to get to know each other, both on a professional and personal level. And there are different means to actually achieve this also virtually during remote working conditions. So today, we will share you some concrete examples of the activities that we have been using to support team members to get to know each other as said on a professional level and on a personal level. But we will also tell you how we have promoted the importance of sharing positive feedback, building a feedback culture in our teams and organization. Furthermore, we have used different kind of team building activities to enhance social relations within each team. And this presentation will end by us sharing the tools and methods that we have been using.
Okay, let's go through then these concrete ways we have supported our teams. Starting from the professional level. When we come together as a team, it's important to understand what kind of skills and expertise we together have in the team so that the team can fully utilize what it has and create it as their own superpower, so to say. So when teams come together to their team building event, they start by introducing themselves to each other, listing their current roles, and then presenting proudly the main skills that really stand out. And there sometimes modest people need some encouragement that they really put down that where am I good at? Where do I have expertise? And it's also important to list other skills. They could benefit the team also. And what is also amazing that even though we usually have people with a lot of expertise and knowledge, there is still big hunger to learn more. And we want people to also share that what is the next thing that they would like to learn. And perhaps there are this kind of match in the team that who could help in learning that thing. Also, we want to identify the competence match compared to the tasks at hand and then what the team really has, and compare those together and see where we have learning needs, and then plan together how to fulfill those learning needs.
So, why it is not enough for team members to know each other on a professional level? Well, when you get to know each other also on a personal level, there will be mutual respect. It will be growing. And knowing what makes someone tick and what are their strengths helps growing a successful and motivated team where everyone feels safe. So how can we then support the team members to get to know each other also on a personal level? So when we did this, after presenting themselves on a professional level, like Hanna-Mari was telling, we asked them also to share their main values and the motivators that make them tick. The idea is that for each team member to share the deeper motivation which makes them work every day. By making this visible for the whole team, we create a foundation for collaboration and a culture where team members actually support each other to chase their dreams. We have also asked team members to share a story about who they are and what they care about by using an object that represents them as a person. Therefore, we also with Hanna-Mari have lately heard so many heartwarming stories from our people. We support teams feeling togetherness by finding out things that they share. With the object exercise, they of course have found things that they share. But besides this, we have had also specific exercise to find non-work related things that they all have in common. Furthermore, we want them to be curious of each other so that they learn more and more of each other. This is done by asking them to come up with non-work related questions on things that they want to know about each other, and then of course providing them an opportunity to ask these questions and to hear all the answers. Besides, we have also been using a wheel of fortune to select the questions to answer, to find out, for example, things they love about in their job or their favorite way to recover during or after the workday.
Whoops, how to go to the next slide? Whoa, there it is. So we also strongly believe in the active feedback culture that builds understanding and enables growth. So it is important that our people are able to both give and receive feedback. And as feedback helps in motivation, strengthens confidence, shows people what you value, also helps to develop the skills. And this all, of course, has a strong impact on individual, team, and organizational performance. And starting from the positive feedback creates a natural path towards the feedback culture. The core there is to develop the ability to notice good in others. So looking with the appreciative eye. It is not what you look at that matters, it's what you see, like a wise guy called Henry David Thoreau has said. And it very much resonates with this thinking that let's learn to see with the appreciative eye what others have and do. So we want to continuously promote feedback culture and start building a habit around it, make it part of the team's DNA. And concrete examples, how we have been boosting the positive feedback and created good vibes in the team kickoffs is this appreciating. So having appreciation rounds where each team member gets to hear what other teammates appreciate in him or her. Or the other way around, everyone thinking that what we together as a team have that we all appreciate. And all this is shared openly and then also put in the written format so that when there is a rainy day and you don't feel that good, you have possibility to go and check what was that positive feedback that we discussed, what were those appreciations, and hopefully it gives you energy to that day. And I can only say that when being able to see and hear from the tone of voice how impactful it is to receive appreciations, how much it means to persons. I have no doubt on what the research also claims on the power of positive feedback. It facilitates healthier, more supportive, more cohesive teams.
As mentioned, we also have done a lot of team building activities, and the purpose of the team building activities is to motivate people to work together. They help us to build a firm foundation of purpose, trust, and empathy, or in other words, they create a foundation for psychological safety. During our transformation, we have created a team alliance for all of our teams. Team Alliance supports in building a culture and atmosphere the team members want to have when they are working together as a team. The idea here is to openly discuss and set behavioral agreements. We started the Team Alliance so that all the team members shared their personal expectations towards the team and finding then those expectations that were common for the whole team. In this case, it is actually equally important to know the differences in the expectations than it is to know the commonalities. In the next phase of the Team Alliance, team members answer to questions like what atmosphere do they want to create within their team and how it actually shows in practice, and how do they want to behave when things get difficult. As for sure, there will be a day when they feel stressed, when they will be under time pressure, or when somebody is just having a bad day for any reason. Finally, we asked each team member for the one thing they commit on doing to ensure that the Team Alliance is lived by for the whole team. As everyone in the team needs to share the co-responsibility for ensuring that the Team Alliance is lived and actually kept alive as well. Furthermore, our team members together have decided who has which role in the team based on their personal interests. We also believe that goals give us a clear focus and direction, and setting then team goals ensures that everyone is on the same page and moving to the same direction. Therefore, team members created common goals for the team, or objectives and key results as OKRs, as we nowadays call them. Team level OKRs were based on strategic high-level OKRs, top-down cascading OKRs. But teams, of course, also had the possibility to propose bottom-up OKRs.
And then as last, like promised in the beginning, here are some of the tools and methods that we have used and also found really helpful in virtual collaboration. So starting with the Microsoft Teams that we use in our company, there the breakout room functionality allows more activation of everybody in the team when people can be split into smaller groups to ideate or just to reflect something together. And it's really handy when you can just send people to those rooms and then get them back immediately. So very useful thing. Then we also use meeting chat actively, like as an electronic flip chart that everybody can create together, noting down important things that were brought up, pasting stuff there like agenda and something else that we find important or people find important, doing a quick thumbs up poll there. Then the next one, we use Microsoft Teams and channels, and there this tasks by planner and to do, which is a terrible name for an app, but it's pretty useful. We use it a little bit differently than it's originally planned for to be used. We use it like an electronic whiteboard where the tasks are like stickers, and then you can do voting there and whatnot. Everybody can be very effective and engaged when they can together at the same time modify the planner tab. So it's pretty useful. And in this slide, you can see an example of the introductions tab in Planner, where the idea is that, like mentioned in the beginning, when people introduce themselves, they before that feel here what is their current role, what are the skills, and so on. And so then they stay here also as a documentation that can be checked afterwards when you have perhaps forgotten something. And we use this also, for example, for agreeing on ways of working. You can have a tab for that. People can add the items there, and then by assigning the items for themselves, they can show that I'm voting for this one. So we are a little bit twisting what was the original intention, how to use this planner functionality in Teams. But it seems to be working really well. And then about the cameras, sometimes we have cameras on so that we also learn to know each other's faces, but it's not mandatory, and we do not want people to feel obliged to have the cameras on. It's very understandable that there can be many reasons why it's not okay to have the camera on, so we want to respect that also. Then we use anonymous polls for many things, before some event, gathering expectations, during the event, like already mentioned, this using the meeting chat thumb emoji up there for different alternatives, kind of polling. After, if there is a several day workshop, we can send after each day a poll which is asking how people are feeling, what's behind the feeling, and so on, so that we facilitators can learn from their experience. And then also after, for example, after the team kickoff, then checking after 4 weeks, how is it going now, and 4 months, and so on. So it's pretty handy to use polls in these remote working times to reach many people. And then last here, to activate all possible brain power, we use often this me, we, us technique. I guess many of you know it very well. It allows first everyone to think individually on their own, and then collaborate in a smaller group, and then finally come together with the whole team to share and align. So these are some of the practicalities we have been using.
So essential part of our journey when moving forward is building trust, respect, and psychological safety by letting people to get to know each other even better, both on a professional and personal level. This we will be continue working on heavily also in the future. But now, would there be any reflections, feedback, comments, or questions as it's time to speak up?
Yes, there were. First questions comes from Sari Alander. Can you pick one, the most important?
Yes, I have you. So I think the first question what I wrote was about the feedback. I actually have found that positive feedback is very easy to give. It's much easier, maybe not naturally coming, but it is easy in a way get in place or easier promoted. But then how to actually take care of positive way of correcting bad behavior? Because I think that this kind of thing that you're changing something, it's equally important also actually start reacting when people are doing differently than what is agreed, or kind of not allowing this kind of bad behavior in that sense. So do you have experiences or ideas?
There, I believe that this team alliance that teams are creating together can be very helpful, because there the idea is to discuss that how do we want to behave when there is not so good day. So what do we then expect from each other? And then on the other hand, that can lead to discussion also that how can we support each others in that kind of situations. So it hopefully makes it easier to take it up that, hey guys, we had this alliance and are we now behaving according to it? What do you think?
Yeah,
the
thanks.
other way to see it is also that when we are teaching people to give positive feedback, we usually also try to kind of teach how to give feedback, so that you use the situation, behavior, impact, or some other similar tool, because then learning the tool will help you also then perhaps use it when you are giving this constructive feedback then as well.
Mm.
Okay, good. How about Emmi Sallinen? Can you continue with your OKRs?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello.
I had a question about the OKRs. So we are also investigating that topic to help us to kind of like be more focused, and that is one thing to investigate that would that work for us. And do you have some examples that you can tell, if they are not business secrets, that what kind of OKRs you have set up for the teams? So that's actually very, very interesting topic for me personally, friendly.
I'm not sure that we should actually share those, but what I would recommend there is that there are very good videos that you can find by Googling the OKRs that I think they provide good concrete examples on those. What would you, Outi, say about this OKR question?
Yeah, I would say that in our case, it's usually, at least the easiest starting point is, as I said, that we have these high-level top cascading OKRs. Usually the teams find themselves that, okay, this is somewhere where we can contribute. And when they find that this is something where we can contribute, then it's easy to come up the answer, how can we contribute in making this high-level OKR happening? Because that is kind of the way it should go. There is coming in input, the strategic OKRs, and then every one of us are trying to help the whole organization to reach these goals.
Yes. Okay, thanks.